because apparently on this switcher you could go on to 2 different places. But hi, my name is Lorena. Welcome to my live stream. I try to be a professional long armor, but nothing else is professional here. So I hope you join me and hang out. And yeah, let's do this. So I'm working on this beautiful quilt. I did another earlier live stream that you guys could see, but I had to get off and I'm having to come back. So we're here together today. It's Friday over here, and I'm from Texas. And yeah, come and hang with me. I'm going to get ready to move this quilt. I'm going to do the last row. And I think, oh yeah, I have another client's quilt that's ready to go. I may need to wind some thread, but so today I'm bringing you guys, yes, I'm back. I'm sorry. YouTube, I don't know. I'm trying to learn this. Just trying to learn this switcher. And apparently, like right now, if I want to do live stream, I could do YouTube. What is it? Twitch. I could go on Twitch, and I could go on Facebook with this switcher thing. I could literally do 3 streams in one shot. But apparently, because I don't know how the system works, when I did the 2 streams, the YouTube would not upload that it was seen. I know I am seen because you guys are commenting to me, but on my computer, there's no, I don't know, there's no video at all, but it's okay. I'm learning. So if you guys want to come, I think I'm going to start trying to do Twitch, and Twitch is all only about live streaming. And what I wanted to do on Twitch is like I wanted to, because the neat thing about Twitch is when you guys comment, the comments go onto the screen, and everybody could see your comments, and everybody could see who's commenting. But it's a Twitch. I don't know. It's mainly for gaming, but I know a girl, she does tufting on Twitch, and I thought maybe it'd be neat to do like lasering, quilting. Why is my camera not looking at me? Lasering, quilting, or just like do maybe block swaps or like block of the month kind of things. And the neat thing about Twitch, it's here I have to hit your comment like, hi, Liliana. Can you see her? Her comment is over here on the side. I have to let everybody know, especially if we're having a conversation. Hey, so-and-so said this, and this is what we're talking about. And I have to hit it so it's seen publicly, and then I have to unhit it. But on Twitch, everybody's comments will be like flying up in the thing. And so if I'm answering a comment, everybody sees the comment. So I thank you for being here with me. I'm sorry. Lorena, I'm sorry that, I wonder, did I get in movies today? Yeah, so I'm sorry if I got on and off the way I did. The other video I was sharing how beautiful this little Christmas quilt is. This is what I'm working on. I'm on the 2nd row, and I'm showing you in different angles what it looks like. So I'm going to be rolling her because I'm on the last row. One of the things I do, I'm not, it's not done, girl. I need thread. That was dumb. It looked like it was done, but it's not done. Okay. I ran out of bobbin thread, so I need to roll it back, and I need to quilt that area. The good thing about like when you know how to long arm yourself, not the computer long arming, if something gets out of alignment, you could go back and fix it. Like I'm gonna have to fix it right now because I unrolled the quilt before it was ready to roll. So currently it wasn't finished. Ay, Lorena. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's okay, yeah. So I'm going to get my little ruler, and I'm just going to stitch it and lock it down because it quit early because, come on, Lorena. You know how to do your job, let's say. So I'm going to get a ruler, a small ruler. I don't know if you can see it. It's a real small ruler. And I'm just going to stitch the area that it didn't stitch down. Instead of finding placement on the long arm, you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start and stop. And you can get so good. There's my starting spot. And then I'm going to do 2 locking stitches. And I'm sorry if you can't see what I'm doing because And I'm just going to follow that line. Wait, stop, cancel. And I'm going to have to get the computer to do continuous stitching. So here's the... And I'm going to start and stop and lock those stitches in. I just wanted to make sure that it finished the line. I could have literally just locked and stopped there, but you know, hey, do the job right. So then, I don't know if you can see, I find placement. Once I find placement once, I have my long arm set in this position. Hold on. And because now my machine is not in the exact position that it used to be, like now it rolls, do that. So now I know that the placement will be the same. And then, like I said earlier, sorry, I know if you're coming in fresh and you're like, what did she say earlier? Earlier I was saying that I used scrap batting for this client's quilt. And because it's such a small quilt, I'm giving her essentially the batting for free, but it's also my scraps. So I'm kind of using material that it really is still valuable, but because I use it for my baby quilts. Let me move you here. Let me move you here. Hello, welcome back. I'm so sorry. Hi. So, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm still gonna have to go check on YouTube again and make sure that it's posting. The life of So I have these little tiny scraps. I know you would probably throw these away and maybe not use them. But if you're a long armor and your client is okay with you using scraps, I think these little scraps, and also too, you could use these for purses and stuff. I think that's too small. And I overlap it a little bit so that when the client is washing the quilt or moving the quilt around, it doesn't have voids. I rather have it thicker than empty. Is that the word? Thicker? Yeah. See, there it is. And then I'm going to, all this, I will save. And I have a bag. I'll show you. I have a bag of just and someone was on here and they said that this is from, shoot, let me look at your post. I have a bag of really small scraps. Let me see. Okay. Let me move here. It's crazy when it hits that light. That's why I kind of like the blinds now. Because when the camera, one of the reasons why I never liked having the long arm in this area is because the light, when the camera hits the light, it gives this weird white glare. Come on. And so it gives a weird glare. And if I have the blinds and the camera's glaring, y'all aren't being blinded. Come on, baby girl. We're almost done with her. Can you imagine? I don't know how early, how late. Also, too, let me pull the... Make sure always that... Is that the camera that's falling? No. Make sure that you are always putting tension on your back fabric so that you don't have pleats on the back. These little tiny quilts can do you in. You think, oh, it's a little quilt, I'll have it done quickly. No. I did a hat job on embroidery. And, oh, shoot. Don't do that. Okay, the color's changing. What happened? Let me get the bobbin. think you could still see. My hand's in the way. I did a hat job yesterday, and it was only 4 hats, or a couple of hats, maybe 5. Shoot, I thought, man, it's gonna be so easy. These hats are gonna be so easy to long arm. And then I also did a big job where I had like 36 towels. In the amount of time I did those stupid 4 hat jobs, I did 36 towels. Isn't that crazy? Or 30 towels. 30? I think it's 35. Yeah, just something so dumb. The 35 towels just went so smoothly, but the hats just... And I need to contact that client. But I was gonna, in the other video, the other live stream, I was sharing about how I wanted to, how I wanted to bring you guys with me and do a live stream on embroidery. And then I was like, oof, I don't think I can. Because of the noise. Man, the noise was so bad. Great way to use scraps. Oh my God, right? I call it Frankenstein in the batting. Yes. It's a blessing. And I also do use this stuff when, and this is just strips. So I have a basket, or this bag is just has like this stuff. This bag just, that's all it has. I also have a basket that has a little bit more wider, wider. Like I have and then I have a basket that has just squares, big squares. And yeah, so I have 3 baskets, the long wide strips that I cut when I'm doing the big quilts, and then I have the little strips where I have like a salvage edge, and then yeah, use it all. You can use it all. And when I did all the baby quilts, that's all we use, which, let me just be honest, it takes longer to do it this way, to use your scraps, because it is so easy to just lay a piece of batting and you don't have to mess with it anymore, right? Let me see if I got placement and alignment. All right, so I'm going to move you around here so you can see the quilt in this area. And I'm going to move, and I think I'm going to have to do, let me see. I think here, what I'm doing right now is finding placement there. And then I think I need to make sure that, and I find 3 spots: edge, center, edge, center. Come on. And because this dumb thing shifts on me now, or drags back, I think I need a magnet. I had a magnet. Oh, I know. Placement. Sometimes finding placement takes forever, to be honest. Then, yeah, no. I need to roll it up. Okay, hold on. Let me get my dog. Yeah, I need to roll her up. If you know it, you believe it. Mm-hmm. All right. Remove the scissors. Okay. And then here. That's not. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do my job. Trying to work here. Is it worth I know I'm not talking to y'all, but y'all tend to have conversations without me. And let me see. I just don't want to mess up. This is where you could screw up and not do a good job. Let me move your hair. And let me move your hair so you can see me. So, my alignment. And then I'm going to drag this down. I wish, bring it down. And then, let's see. I'm sorry. I know I look weird. What am I doing? I'm looking at my computer, and I'm making sure that this design is sitting where it needs to sit. And the reason I'm like being very attentive to it, because I do not want to be unstitching this quilt. Because if it messes up, guess what I'm going to be doing? Unstitching the whole thing. And to unstitch a whole row, it is possible. I've done it before, quite a bit. I've done it on a queen size quilt, king size quilt. Let me see. I'm sorry that the machine's in front of you. Yeah. But if I take my time, I'll save myself 5 hours. So, and let me just say, you can screw up to the point where, like, you want to cry because you like, ugh. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to have to. And I've had to unstitch, like, I think I have a Crown Royal quilt that almost broke me. The reason it almost broke me, I put a design on it that I shouldn't have put it on. It was too busy compared to the size of the quilt. The design was so busy. And I have it. The quilt that almost broke me. It's a beautiful Crown Royal quilt that a friend of mine did. A sweet client did. And I had to unstitch it, remove all the stitches because the design we put on there was really ugly. Didn't look good. That's how the long arm looks from here. Okay, from here, this is... Ay, Dios mío. It turned all of it. Sorry, y'all. What happened? Lorena screwed up. She stepped on the thing. And y'all have just this camera like... Okay, I don't know what happened. Lorena. Good. I found you. Yes, we're good. Hi, how are you? I just dropped the switcher. Hold on. Let me get it to face me. So yes, it won't switch on me. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I think the switcher's like, we're having a traumatic event. Thank you for being here, Jody. Nice seeing you. And thank you for commenting. You're so sweet. I see your comments. All right, let's see. That's where we are at. Come on, little switcher. Why? Sometimes these cameras just want to do whatever the hell they want. Then, and I'll bring you, I'll let you see how beautiful. See, these are the little cameras. When I guess the switcher fell, now it's switching. We see you. I know, but look, this dumb camera is like, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. You don't tell us what to do. Now she's holding down. All right, let me show you the quilting. Boom, boom, boom. Let me show you that beautiful quilting thread. All right. Look how beautiful. Doesn't that look beautiful? So wispy. Beautiful thread. Let me show you the design. This is what I'm putting on it. It's called, what is this called? Hold on. I think it's Frost something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hello. What's she called? I don't know what she's called. But anyway, how are y'all? What are you doing? Sorry about my insanity. I'm sorry about these lives. I want to be a perfectionist and have everything perfect, but when you're doing a live, like nothing goes right. Nothing goes right. Let me be honest. Nothing. For some reason. Nothing goes right. I don't know why. It just happens to me. Let me check something out. Make sure I am on YouTube and that YouTube is saying, hey, Lorena's here. I don't know what you guys are going to do this weekend. Oh, if you guys are local, did any of you guys go to the San Antonio Quilt Guild quilt show? I was wondering if y'all went to the quilt show. I went, and I'm going to post videos of it. I think it'll be beautiful. Some of the quilts, I think the San Antonio Quilt Guild really loves, if you want to put your quilt in those shows, they really love custom quilting. There's some really beautiful quilts that were there that if they would have just custom quilted, I think they would have placed better. Come on. They would have placed better. Hold on. Content. Live stream is not sharing me. Wow. Analytics. I'm trying to see if you could see me again, okay? Maybe it's not going to share me with no more. No. Na, na, na. Let me try to open another file. Management. Oh, there I am. Now it's showing. Oh. Maybe it was just me. Custom. All right, let's see. All right. I can see myself. Apparently, I had a... You don't want to know. It's stupid. Hello, you have never... Oh, thank you, Melissa or Marlene. I think that, you know, my favorite content creators are the ones that crack the hell out. That make me crack up. There's a girl, she works out. I don't even know what her name is. She's beautiful. She's funny. She's trying to lose weight. And she's finally kind of like, it finally snapped and she's figuring it out. But when I watch her, she does like, yeah, you know, just things don't go well for her like the way she wants it to. Like things don't just go smoothly. And I literally, when she posts, I'm like, I gotta watch her because she makes me laugh. She's hilarious. Oh, you want to see something? Hold on. Let me move you here so you can watch the long arm. You want to go outside? Come on, let's go outside. Let me show you something. Guess what came in? Guess what came in? Maybe I can move. No, go out. I figured this out. Maybe it'll work. Go out. So this is says go in, pause. I read the instructions, and then it says go out. No. Look at that. I figured it out. Kind of. Kind of figured it out. But maybe you guys do want to see up close. Let me see. Come on, camera. There you go. Look, Lorena figured something out. Isn't that a blessing? Let me show you this. Remember I told you my wheels exploded? And Gamma wanted to charge me for the... I'm not saying Gamel's smart. If you're rich enough, I guess they feel if you're rich enough to buy a Gamel, you should be rich enough to spend extra money. Yeah, hey, if you're rich, you know, come on and spend some money for them. They're real smart. As you know, I think I spent $40,000 on my Gamel, but I got everything, paint, I got paint, hold on, let me go up. I got paint, I got the hydraulics, I got the caster wheels. Apparently now they charge you for the light bar that's under the long arm. That used to come with the long arm. Apparently too, like the back handles, they charge you for the back handles, but before that came with my long arm. So for me, the extras were the frame, the light frame, the hydraulics, and the casters, and the leaders. So all that was extra. The rest came, and the paint on the long arm. So they're smart. I called them. I did a video on this, or talked about it on the last live, that I asked them if they would just sell me the wheel. The wheel. And my husband was saying, like, that the bearings, he's a heavy equipment mechanic. I had no idea. I wouldn't care. But he says that the bearings are really great bearings on this wheel. It's a wheel, right? Saying the right word? Because he says that the bearings and then the way they made it to support the long arm. But when I moved it, I did a video where I was cleaning my long arm. When I moved it, these exploded. They exploded on me. And I have 4 of them that they exploded so badly on me that I couldn't move the long arm. Like I was literally dragging it. Like dragging it. And all 4 exploded on me. So I found this company. Do I have the receipt? And let me show you, if you're a long armor, this is the name. This is the name. I got 3rd place on one of the quilts I entered. Oh, that's a blessing. Were you in the San Antonio area? This is the name. Holy Spirit. This is the name. And then this is the number. It has a number on it. Make sure I did the right thing. The Gamel for the caster system, they want to charge me $200. Do they have the same bearing? Yeah. I'm looking at the bearing. I wonder if you could pull out bearings. So this one has the same number, $10. $10. Hopefully they work just as good. It's just a wheel. I don't think it's that deep. Yes. Yes. So if I ever want to move my long arm back, $10.50 each. I didn't pay Gamel $100. And I was talking on the other live. Even if they would have charged me, honestly, if they would have charged me $20 a wheel, I would have bought them. I would have bought them. But because, look at the color. This is, I don't know if you can see the color. This is almost like a weird green, red. Real weird. It turned a little darker red. But look at that. Isn't that crazy? $10. But my husband was talking about that the bearings on this thing are real good. I don't know, but it's always. So yes. Oh, you got 3rd place. Which is your quilt, Kevin? Because I'm gonna do videos on him. I'm gonna do a YouTube video on the quilts. Oh wait, should I move that quilt? Is this a picture? Because I'm gonna put another quilt on there, or maybe not. Maybe I am. Did it finish? Yes. She finished. She finished. So this is done. This is done. Let me roll it. And then another client sent me another quilt. Let me get it on here for you. So let me see how Come on, camera. Do what I say. Not what I want. Okay, I'm going to be moving. Up. She's done. Isn't she beautiful? Let me... Let me figure this out. Hold on, let me move it. Do not drop that camera, Loda. Now that would just be dumb. You already dropped the whole switcher. Hold on. You know, you see a mess. A little bit. Moving the camera acá. Sorry. Ay, Dios mío. Okay. Let me pull this off. So I don't know what y'all do, but I trim the client's quilts and I do it as a courtesy. I feel like the quilt, when it goes home, it looks better. A lot of long armers do not trim a quilt because they charge $15 to trim a quilt. I think some people even charge $20 depending on the size of the quilt. I don't even know how I would charge that, but I consider this a courtesy. So I do not, I don't charge a trimming fee. I'm not a very good business person, okay, guys? Because I care more about the person than I care about the money I'm getting from them. Okay, so, but I think that's better business. I think. So I do a courtesy trim, but I'll show you why. Well, you guys should know why you've been watching me so long. Some of you watching me just a short time. Did she give me batting? No, she didn't give me batting. Okay. So I have to trim some batting for her. Okay. She's going to care what kind of batting I put on there. And the reason I feel like trimming should be a courtesy. So I think it should be part of the quilting fee. And if you need to charge more for the quilting fee, I guess, I don't, to kind of compensate that 10 minutes or 15 minutes that it takes you to trim the quilt. Because, you know, you're not going to do nothing for free. Nothing at all, nothing. And I have friends who are long armers that have that mindset. I'm not going to do nothing for free. If I do anything for a stranger, I'm charging them. I do it as a courtesy because when the client leaves, all they have to worry about is just putting binding on. I also think that giving a client a quilt, and my quilting is beautiful. I think the quilting is beautiful. So let me see. Yeah. My tension, look how beautiful. Okay, I don't even know if you could see the thread. My tension is beautiful. The quilting is beautiful. And the quilt itself is really pretty. But I feel like, isn't this dirty looking? I think it looks dirty when you give the client the quilt like this. And so I also think that it takes away from the work that the long armor did or does. It takes away from the quality of work that the long armor does, because even though my quilting is beautiful, and I'll show you in a minute, I'll trim it real quick and you'll see it before and after. Even though my quilting is beautiful, I think the fact that you see all that ugly scrap batting on the edge, and I know you're seeing scrap batting because I use the Frankenstein batting, but even you'll always have scrap batting on the edge of a quilt. Okay, hopefully it stays. Let me see. She sure did give me a lot of fabric for a little quilt. All right. Oh, that's right. She didn't know she wanted to use this. Okay. I feel... Should I start this one? Or should I wait? What time is it? I'm going to have to go. Okay, wait. This isn't a beautiful quilt, Americana quilt. This stuff is a lot of work right there. A beautiful quilt. So I'm going to put it here. See if I want to do it. Should I do it now? Do I have time to do it now with y'all? What do you think? I have an appointment at 6. Do you think I have enough time? All right, hold on. Let me move you here. But people, I know a lady who she's like, I'm not going to do nothing. I'm charging for trimming. I don't care what they say. Hold on. We're like tilting like a boat. I don't know why you created me this way. I feel like a ditz half the time. I hate it. And I'm not a ditzy person, but I feel like a ditz. Okay, so I know I have my back on you, but I wanted to bring you over here. So I'm going to trim it. You tell me if it took me, it's 420. I need to cut batting for that. What do you think about that quilt? Isn't that a beautiful quilt? So I'm going to move you. I'll let you see that. I'm going to let you look at that quilt. And then we're going to start trimming. This is a baby quilt, so the trimming shouldn't take me that long. Let me bring it down. Let me bring you down. Some of my mess in my life. All right. So there's the quilt. Okay, it's 422. How long do you think it's going to take me? 422. Okay, 422 and some seconds. But what I use is my readers. I use the line, there's a border here. I don't know if you can see the border. I use the border. And I use the border to tell me, I'm sure you guys know, but this is how I do it. I don't have my face deep down because I can't. It's black and black. Need my rotary. Okay. Here, sorry. I love this thing. I'm never going back. Yeah, I am because sometimes I can't find it. So I line up this line with this line and I make sure. There we go. And I'll show you the quilt, how different it looks when you get all this material off. And I also make sure that my client gets all her fabric back. All of it. Well, I throw this stuff away. I don't think it's worth giving to my client. I also make sure that when I put the quilt onto the frame that I use the edge of the batting and the edge of the back fabric. Hold on, where are you? Where are you? All right. Then I make sure that all my lines line up, top and the top end. I will probably trim this off, and let her have that piece of fabric, or give it back to her, right? Because I'm sure she can make something with it. But like the other scrap, I'd feel like it's just, I don't know. I know some of y'all scrappy people, like real scrappy people, and you guys would probably use it. I don't have the time or energy to save that kind of fabric. So I started at 422. I'm 424. So what and some people charge $15 for this, guys, even for a baby quilt. And I feel like this is a courtesy because it only took me To me, it's part of like this. To me, this stuff is part of like the setup. You know how I have to put wind bobbin thread, or how I have to put a leader on a quilt, and this kind of like showcases you in a different way, because the other long armors will charge for this. So a lot of clients will say no, because they don't, it adds to their bill, and they're going to say no. It makes the quilting more expensive when it's something that they could probably do. But if they're going to go to you or to that person that's not going to do this for them, who do you think they'll go to? Because I like going to people who go a little bit the extra mile for me. And because I know they do a little bit more, like they go out of their way for me, I will tip them or bless them. I have a client that I meet her. She lives quite a bit away, and I meet her to pick up her quilts for her. And she doesn't have to. I feel like I'm just doing the courtesy for her to help her out. And then all of this I fold. And it has like batting. I don't know if you can see. I fold for my client. And I get rid of all this mess. And then sometimes if the batting is sewn to the fabric, I will trim down the fabric or the batting off of the fabric so it's not in the way. Like this, I'll probably just, see, like now, I can't use that. Not even going to try. Not that, so I make sure the batting is off. I've seen some long armors that they do trim, and then they have the fabric in a mess. I fold my fabric real nicely for my client so that if she's ready to stash it, she can. Like this piece of fabric, I will probably, and the reason I would save this for her, the reason I save this for my client is because you could use this for binding. Sorry. She could turn this strip into a binding strip. And so, hold on, I will. Do you see how that's a mess right there? I do not leave that like that. No, I do not. I go back and I do a beautiful, nice, straight, on the edge trim to trim off that mess so that my client, come on, is like not going like, what the hell is this? It's all clean, all trimmed off. Like you saw me I trimmed it, but I don't want to cut it down because she could literally use this. I think this is more than this is a 3-inch strip. She could use this as a sashing. She could use this as binding. She could use it as anything, but I don't think you could use this. Well, maybe she could. I don't think it's worth the save, but hey, she probably go like, why? Because I never give her this stuff. But some people will use it, depending on the client. But all this is gone. So hold on, let me move you in a minute so you can see the beautiful quilt. Let me put the lock on here. And then let me throw it away. Da 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 da. Hold on. All right, now you see me again. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let me show you what the quilt looks like. I showed it what it looked like without the trimming. And now you see it. Didn't it look just cleaner? Or is it just me? Didn't it look cleaner and prettier? And like now she's ready. Like the client is ready just to put binding on it. That's all she has to worry about it. She just, that's all she has to worry about. And then, yeah, that's all she has to concern herself with, because the quilt is done. And because she said I could use scraps, this is what it looks like on the edge. If it's kind of like moving, no, it's locked in. It's locked in with that stitch. But you can see where I overlaid. Here, I don't think it's locked in, but you can see. But once she does the binding and sews that beautiful binding on, she's going to have it. So yeah, she's done. This client is done. Blessed. Get all her stuff, put it in a bag. Did she give it to me in this bag? No. I also have her bill. Make sure, like if you're doing bills, make sure you have the bill pinned to the quilt. I tend to lose the bills. And the reason I already have the bill ready is anytime a client comes to me, I literally quote them. I measure the quilts. I did a video on how I do it. I measure the quilts. I tell them the thread fee. I tell them everything that I'm feeing. I'm giving this client the batting for free. And then they know what they're going to pay me for dropping off the quilt. I do not do the bill after. And I know some longarmers do the bill after because and the reason I'm saying this stuff is because I've seen some longarmers like they have a quilt and they're holding it captive, and then they're nickeling, diming the hell out of a client. Like, I had to iron, so I'm charging you $10. I had to trim, so I'm charging you $15. I had to take in a pucker that took me 10 seconds, so I'm charging you for having to work. Like, they charge for everything. And so I give my client a quote, and I stay firm on that quote. I never call my client and tell him, by the way, I changed my mind. Because this and this happened, I'm charging you more. I never, ever call my client and change the quote, even if I lose money. Because I feel like when I do, this is my receipt. You can't see the receipt. When I do their receipts, or I know this is not really a receipt, but this is the paper I write the receipts in. When I give them the information and let them know what they're going to pay me for what I'm doing, I don't know. I just keep true to that because that's when they left me the quilt. And if I was going to change anything, I let them know ahead of time what I'm going to change while they're in my face and while they can grab their quilt and say, sorry, Lorena, I don't want you to do it. Like, you're crazy. You're charging me too much. Who do you think you are? And I do that because I want my client to know that when she's coming to me that I'm going to be, and I promise my clients, and sometimes I lose money, especially on the custom quilts. You get into a quilt that you didn't even know it was going to take you forever. And then you're just dealing with a time sucker when you're custom quilting for somebody. And I just eat it. I suffer through it. And what I quoted them. And I quoted this man. I did a whole bunch of towels and I did the logo real big. I went and decreased the logo to the logo that I originally quoted him. And when I showed him the logo, I guess the guy wanted the logo real big and not pay me that extra $10 or the extra fee of increasing the size or increasing the embroidery thread. So what I did is I decreased it to the size I originally quoted him. And when he saw it, I said, this is what I quoted you, and this is the work I did. And the work that, because I did a couple of towels where the logo was huge. And I said, if you wanted me to do that for you, but that's not what we quoted when I talked to you, I would have charged you $15 a towel. And so to keep true to the quote, I just decreased it by a fourth on the original. Well, I did the original size that I've done before because I've done these towels for this client for years. I've done four years with him. And he was like, okay, we're good. Because I wasn't going to call him and say, by the way, since I'm going to embroider a little bit more for you or quite a bit more for you, I'm changing it to $10 while I have this item. I'm just letting you know, it helps to be just honest in the front while they have their quilts in their own, or their item in their own care. Also too, I've had a client, and nothing's wrong with this, so I just want to share it. If a client turns around and says, I changed my mind, and can I get my quilts back? Be as easy to do that for them as possible, because sometimes economic needs change. So I had a client who brought me quite a bit of quilts, and I had a lady from out of state who sent me quite a bit of quilts, and she wanted me to send them back to her. And I told her, I don't mind sending them back to you, and I will also decrease like what she currently paid me because she paid me ahead. I will decrease what you pay me ahead, but I am adding shipping to send it to you, which and she says, well, I could send them to you another time. I think it takes a lot of courage for a client to say that to you, like, can I get my clothes back, please? And you're going to have to say, yes, take them back. They're yours. They own them. And if you hadn't worked on them yet, they're not yours to, like, hold on to. So I had another client, she asked me, you know what, I really wanted to do this, but I changed my mind. I want to do this. I want you to be the kind of like long armors or business owners that when someone changes their mind and wants their stuff back or wants a refund, just go back and handle that and do the right thing. I think one of the most frustrating things, and I've shared it before, when I bought that machine for my friend and it broke. She's only my friend, and it broke, and literally, I didn't even have the machine 4 days, and I called her because it was Monday when I got the machine from her, and Friday is when I used the machine, and Friday is when the machine broke, and well, it was broken already. I just didn't know. When I asked her for a refund, so it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I didn't even have the machine 4 days, and she refused to refund me. And so I have made like a promise in my heart. If a client says, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want you to do the work for me, okay, you can have your work back. And it took a lot of courage for her to do that. And it took a lot of like, we all change our minds. Like, that's why we have a return policy in businesses. So if a client says, I would like my quilts returned, and I'm not ready for you to long arm them, maybe something financially happened, like their car broke and they didn't expect it, or their wheels. It's not even, don't take it personal that this is not personal. It's just they need the money back, or they don't want to overextend themselves because something did happen, and then they're going to owe you quite a bit of money, and they're not going to be sure if they have the money. So just kind of be easy. I think be easy. So hi everybody, but I was going to work on her, but I think I'm not. I have a thing I have to go to. I have an event to go to, and I need to get ready for it. But I do. Isn't that a beautiful quote? I may get it ready, and then long arm it tomorrow. I'm trying to long arm. I have a lot of work, quite a bit of work. I'm trying to get as much as I can done by the end of this year. I know you guys are like, why? It's just, I have a lot of work that could go into next year. And I want to get a lot of it done as possible, so that I have a couple trips I'm planning next year. And I just want to get everything kind of done so that I don't have to worry about any of it. So I thank you for being here. So I'm going to probably be working a whole lot more and getting things done, but I'm going to let you go. I love you in the Lord. And aren't you glad? I'm so happy. I don't know. I'm probably going to be filming myself adding the stupid wheels and me on the floor, like bending over. But yeah, I would just want to share kind of some of the things, or how I handle things. But I'm sorry you guys have allergies. Y'all talk about allergies on here. Yes, I'm trying to get a lot of work done, but I'm still trying to also, on top of that, get y'all's, the quilts that I am giving to you. I'm trying to get those done too. I went to a restaurant just today, and I want to give this little girl that little bird quilt. And I have put the buying on, and a friend is hand stitching the buying for me. And I went to the restaurant. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I still don't have it done. Well, my friend doesn't have it done. I'm so sorry it's not done. I felt so bad. But I want you to have a great week. Have a great weekend. Thank God this week is over. We made it through. We survived it. So I appreciate